So I've been keeping my tulips inside at times, just so they could stay warm. We've had, a variety of weather over the last several weeks, anywhere from really warm, sunny days like it is today, to really cold, snowy days, lots of rain. So I had overwintered these tulips, like you probably have already known if you've watched my previous videos. I overwintered them in my shed, and they are ready to come out, and you can see, oh my goodness, they are ready to start popping. So I'm going to bring these outside today, and probably will pop them back inside if we get a really cold snap, or just cover them with a light sheet or towel. So I'm so pleased with how these turned out. So let's bring these outside. Okay, Lucy, what do we think of our tulips? I think they're looking great. I planted some different bloom time tulips in this pot, so you can see there's some that are already ready to go, and then some that are just coming up, and that's fine. And a few different kinds in this pot as well. You can see they are ready to open, they're ready to go. I think I have a lot of different varieties here, different pinks, and I think there was some purples in there too. And I can't wait to see the show. I can't wait. Hi everyone, welcome back. We've had lots of different kind of weather lately, and I haven't always been able to get outside. We've had a lot of snow. I shouldn't say a lot of snow. We've had snow, we've had rain, just lots of different weather. Today, as you can see behind me, it is gorgeous. It's a beautiful spring day. It's gonna be, I think the high is supposed to be 72, and sunshine and warm, breezy weather. And so I'm just gonna get outside and just see what I can do. I usually don't have a very organized plan when I get out here. I just kind of come outside. I know some things need to get done, so I just look around, I see how much time I have, and I just start working. And today I think I'm just looking around, and I think I may tackle my ornamental grasses. There are a few in my front yard that have kind of grown together that I would really like to separate them, organize them a little bit better. So I'm thinking about doing that. I also have a few grasses in the backyard that I'm just looking at right now. They're 3 small grasses, and the name escapes me at the moment. I'll put it up on the screen, but there's one that's doing really well and 2 other ones that aren't. So I'm thinking maybe I could dig up the parts of those 2 other ones that aren't doing well and just kind of replant them and get rid of the dead part and see how they do. I do have some hellebores that I can plant. There's lots to do. So why don't you come along with me today and let's garden together. Let's enjoy the day. Are we ready to get working in the garden together? I always appreciate your company. The first thing I think I'm going to do that I have been wanting to do, that I'm excited to do, is to put up this bird platform feeder by Wild Wings. I picked it up a while ago, and this is really my first season of feeding birds, and I'm super excited about it. So I just have this platform feeder. I think I got a couple other things too, like a hummingbird feeder. I have my shepherd's hooks that I've had for quite a while. I don't know if I want to use the taller one or the shorter one yet. And I just picked up some Audubon Park nut and fruit blend. It says it's for use in hopper tube or platform feeders, and this is what I have here is a platform feeder. So I'm just going to do that first. I'm super excited. Just picked up some Audubon Park nut and fruit blend. It says it's for use in hopper, tube, or platform feeders, and this is what I have here is a platform feeder. So I'm just going to do that first. I'm super excited. Are you going to help me with this one, Lulu? Huh? Should we feed those birds, huh? We should feed those birds too. Alright. So this is the type of bird feed I have. It's wild bird feed. It's a mixture of nuts, fruit, and millet. I don't remember if it said it feeds a variety of birds. So we should get all types of birds with this. Oh, here it is. It says attracts nuthatches, chickadees, finches, grosbeaks, jays, woodpeckers, and others. Okay, I kind of like how this looks out here. I was reading about bird feeders, and it said if you're going to place them near the house, place at least 3 feet from the house. I guess that prevents them from flying into the house. Okay, I'm just looking at my 3 ornamental grasses here, and this one has always done pretty well. I should say it's very new. It's only been in here 2 seasons maybe. I can't really remember, but this one here has never done well, and that one there I believe is completely dead. It doesn't look like there's any green coming up. This one might have a little patch that I can save and maybe try to plant that out. If it's not a weed, I'm not quite sure if that's part of the grass or a weed, but let's clean these up and see what we can do over here. I just pulled this grass out of the ground, and I think this area right here, which is what I thought was new growth, I think it's actually weeds growing up in there. I'm not quite sure. This whole area here, that was dead all last year too. Nothing ever grew up out of it. So I think I'll just, split a little bit of this, a piece of this off, and see if I can salvage any of that. Okay, after thinking through this for a few minutes, I've decided to just put together these 3 little clumps here as one. You know, this growth here tells me that this was good last year, so it should still be good again this year. Same thing with this little bit here, and same thing with most of this little bit here, although I am unsure about the new part coming up. I'm really not sure if that's new growth or if that's a weed. So I'm just gonna put it all together in one clump, put it back in that hole and hope for the best. And I'm getting rid of the part that never grew last year. Same thing with that one over here. If you can see, I can see the little bit that grew last year. I'll salvage that, and I'll have to dig up that dead part that never grew, because we never even cut these last year, and they didn't grow up from that state there. So, okay, onward we go. Okay, this grass here, I just removed some of the rock surrounding it and the soil just to get down to it. This is really easy, going to be really easy to pull out. This whole part here is dead. It never grew in last year. This little bit grew, so this is the part I'm going to salvage, along with this other little piece here that I had from that one. I'm going to put those together and replant those right here. Okay, guys, executive decision made here. I ended up deciding that was a weed. It was some type of grass, probably just this grass, because it's planted so close to the edge here. I bet you some of the grass just seeped in. So I decided to get rid of that little patch of green grass, and I'm left with just this little bit here, this little bit here, and I pruned up that one that was doing great. I kind of was, you know, just thinking about it through my head, and I was like, well, I don't think that the new growth would be so soft. I think it would have a little bit more coarse feel to it, being an ornamental grass, and so I didn't want to just let that grass grow up in the center of this new plant. So executive decision made, and I'm happy with it. So hopefully these will come up nicely. On to the next thing, guys. I'm just moving on to my backyard here, where I have 3 more beautiful ornamental grasses. I think this is some type of a miscanthus. This was one of the grasses that I don't have the tag for. For whatever reason, it got misplaced or thrown out. These were beautiful over the winter months, the fall and winter months. Such beautiful interest for the winter season. Just, I loved how they looked. But I do know that I do need to trim them back in order for the fresh growth to emerge, because I don't want to come back and prune them later after the fresh growth starts to emerge, because then you'll just end up cutting out that new fresh growth. So that's the reason why you want to prune your ornamental grasses. You know, either in the fall, you can do it in the fall, which I know sometimes we do that in the fall, or in the early spring, which is what I'm doing right here. So I'm just looking down. I don't see any new growth down there just yet, so I think it'll be a perfect time to cut these back. All finished. All 3 nicely trimmed. Ready for spring and summer. I just wanted to show you my Cleveland pear tree starting to blossom and bloom. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I have these 3 hellebores here that I've had for several weeks now, and they're ready to be planted. I've kept them outside, so they've been snowed on and blown around a bit, but I know that they can tolerate the cold weather, so I wasn't too worried about it. So I am going to plant these up right over by the bird feeder that I just put up, right in the corner over there. It's a east facing little corner there, so it will get some morning sun and then shade. And this is the Ice and Roses series, and it just said Ice and Roses on each tag. I got 2 of them from Wegmans. I think these 2 I got from Wegmans, and this one here I got from Trader Joe's. If you're looking for hellebores or hellebores, Trader Joe's usually has the best price that I've seen. I think I paid $15.99 for the ones that I got from Wegmans, and they were, I don't know, I want to say maybe $12.99 at Trader Joe's. Okay, I've decided to tuck these 2 back in the corner here because I think they'll do quite well, and I don't have anything going on back in this back corner. They'll get some nice shade back there. I know they can tolerate some sun as well, this series. And I'm going to tuck this one just right behind the grill because it'll get some protection from the shade from the grill during the day too. And I have plenty of room if I want to expand under this tree and in between my yews. But I think that's where I'm gonna plant these back in here. And my bird feeder, I've been watching it like a hawk. No visitors yet, but I'm excited. I have a lot of birds in my yard this year. Really excited to see that, to watch them from my window. I think I'll get a great view. Need those gloves. I am running out of time. I got to get moving here because I have other things going on, as we all do. So I'm going to get working here a little speedily. I have to pick my son up from track. I have to make dinner, do some more laundry, all the things, right? But I always feel so good when I'm able to get out here for a little bit and just keep moving forward, I think I've mentioned before, I just like doing things in little steps, like little amounts. If I have the time, I don't mind working in the garden all day, but just to try to balance it with life, with your children, with your family, with your responsibilities. I just find doing little bits at a time is so helpful. Okay, so we've got our hole dug here. That beautiful hellebore. I didn't really appreciate these early on in my gardening life. So many plants I find that I just didn't really appreciate when I was younger. I don't know. Oh my. Would you say that's a little root bound? Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, I got to take a close-up look at this. Wow. Okay, I know I have to cut this up a bit. That's crazy. It's like wound round and around and around there. All right, I'm gonna start to massage it. I think I'm gonna get my Hori out here. Okay, I got my Hori knife. I am able to like pull a little bit of it, but I think what I'm gonna do is just take my Hori, which this is a really handy tool. I can link it in the description if anyone's interested. If you're a gardener, you probably know what this is. It's just a gardening knife. It's a serrated knife. This is a 6-inch serrated knife, and it's used to cut through roots to, really anything you need something sharp in the garden. This is so root bound. I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of cut around just to loosen up some roots here. And I don't think it'll harm the hellebore at all. I think these are pretty resilient plants, but I don't want to put it into the ground so tightly wound. And I'm actually just gonna pull some of it. Wow, pull some of that off. Sometimes it's amazing, when you buy a plant, you know, you don't know how long they've been sitting in these pots for. And I might just even take this whole thing off. You don't know how long they've been sitting in the pots for, and you know, that's how this happens. If they've been sitting in a pot for an extremely long amount of time, you know, that can happen. And I have learned over the years you can be pretty rough with plants. They're very resilient. You can kind of dig, you know, pull them apart, dig into them. It'll be okay. So I'm just kind of pulling this apart a little bit and we'll get it into the ground. Okay, so I pretty much removed all of the roots that were all the way around it. I just pulled them all off. Sorry for the outside noise. There's lots of things going on today. It's just a beautiful day. I'm sure a lot of people are outside just trying to do different things in their yard. So excuse all the buzzing. Okay, I just have some biotone. I dug a hole, putting a little biotone in. I'm going to backfill with my native soil, just breaking it up. I have hard clay soil. There's a lot of water in this soil, I can feel. And I felt like when I took the hellebore out of the pot, there was a ton of water in it too, because we had had so much rain and snow. I can just top dress with a little land and sea compost, which is right behind the camera here. I'm just gonna reach around, throw a little bit around. Again, little malfunction there. Anyways, I just grabbed some compost and I'm just putting just a little bit around the plant. And I'm just gonna step on the sides, get any air pockets out. I'm not gonna water this in just yet because it was, the soil was very, very moist. I think it'll be good for now. Ooh. Okay, that looks gorgeous. On to the next one. Okay, here they are, all planted up. There's the one behind my grill there, and these two tucked in the back corner here, which I think look really nice. Here's my peonies, my first grouping of peonies. See them coming up. The new growth is red in color. And I do see another little one popping up over here, so that's good. I thought that one had died on me, but nope, it's popping up. So I'm gonna look one more spot for my supports. And other peonies are right over here. Here's the other set. And I did plant some next to them, but I don't see them coming up just yet. So we'll have to keep an eye out for those. But I'm gonna check one more spot to see if I can find my Peony Support. And I also wanted to just show you my snow fountain weeping cherry. All of a sudden, it's bursting with white color, and bees are everywhere, guys, everywhere. Let's see if we can get a close up here. They're everywhere. All throughout this tree. They're excited. Ooh, they're buzzing all around. Whew. Well, I just want to thank you all for joining me today. We were able to get some things done. I feel accomplished. We were able to trim our grasses, divide our grasses in that one area, plant our hellebores, and I think that's about it, but it took me quite a while. I was trying to find the supports for my peonies because my peonies are starting to come up, but I could not find them. I'll have to look. I looked in the shed. I don't know. My husband may have put them somewhere that I don't know about. So I wasn't able to do that. That was kind of the last thing I was thinking about doing. But I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It was a loud day out here in the garden. There's lots going on now. It was a loud day here in the garden, so I apologize for all the noise. I appreciate all of you watching. You know, I love the gardening community that I have found on YouTube. There's so many friendly people. There's so many people who are willing to share information and, you know, share their gardens and inspire one another, and I have truly enjoyed it. So I just want to thank all of you for tuning into my garden, and I hope you can find some inspiration and some information along the way as well. So I feel accomplished today. I feel good about it. Like I said, little bits at a time. That's all you can do. Little bits at a time is a good way to approach your gardening, especially if you have a busy life, if you have family, children. You know, there's so many responsibilities that we all have. So just taking it day by day and doing what you can with each new day, you know, that's the best way to approach it. Don't stress out about gardening. Let it be fun. Let it be enjoyable. That's my approach, at least. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all very soon in my pretty little garden. Okay, it's several hours later. I was finally able to find my Peony Supports, so I'm just going to finish up this day by putting up the Peony Supports, and then we will be all done. I'm going to put these Peony Supports on the last thing. Ty, thank you for videotaping.
You're welcome.
I finally did find the Peony Supports. They were buried in the shed. I just didn't notice them. Here, you want to get the top here? You can kind of like look. See, all you want to do is stick these stakes in the ground, kind of just surrounding. It's just sort of a guesstimate, surrounding the peony. And then you're going to put this right on top. And the idea is that your peony will grow up, and the majority of it will be growing supported by these rings.